Mace? Nah, Mace is crazy. Nah, Mace is crazy. No.
She just pepper sprayed me.
Give me my phone. Give me my phone.
Hey.
Can I get my phone?
No, you can't have your phone.
Watch out, man. Don't go in there. Watch out. Don't go back there.
I need my phone.
Now, here is some context that was provided by the poster. This person wrote, girl pepper sprays teacher because he took her phone from her in Antioch, Tennessee. The same teacher 2 months ago got punched in the face by a different student for taking a kid's phone, cheating on a test with it. Yeah. And then we also saw this comment here. She got her phone taken away because she was texting and Googling answers for her schoolwork. I should also mention that this happened earlier today. All right, and so we know there is other footage out there on this, but I definitely like to have this conversation because it seems that some people, well, let me say, I guess number one, the thing is how that young lady responded. That wasn't okay. What she did is she assaulted that man, and that's a battery. That's not okay, and she's likely going to be prosecuted for it. I do not dispute that. I think it's a problem in terms of her response. My issue is taking away students' phones. And that's where my issue stands. I think that is extremely important that students be able to have their phones, in part because we have not created safe spaces for them in schools. We have mass shootings happening on the regular for these students. Also, these students are often mistreated or abused and they need to document something in the school. We know this because we're starting to see video come out with how these educators are treating them. And on top of that, children have lives and there are emergency situations. As a parent, the thought that I could not reach my children in the middle of a lockdown, I think that's completely and totally unacceptable. So my thought is that if a child is cheating in some way using their phone, you take away the test, you fail them, but you don't touch their phone. Jackson, what are your thoughts?
I think that's a good approach for a variety of reasons. One, I think what you pointed out about just the fact that we have different types of incidences of school shootings, and then just whatever other type of important information could happen. Like when I was in I got my first cell phone at 14, but that now people have them at 2, 3 years old. And they're, like you pointed out, it's kind of like your second self, it's your digital self. So taking that away from somebody could have repercussions. Maybe you have alarms on there for you to take medications or whatever it is, just as an example to show that people use their phones for so many more things than just texting. But also just on another level, like whether it's this situation or something else, sometimes it's not necessarily worth provoking people because of what could happen afterwards. So like I could be in a situation sometimes, maybe I have really annoying neighbors and I'm speaking reality. Sometimes it's better to just look past it, because if I go up here and knock on this door and go off on you, and you say something back to me I don't like, then violence may happen. Now it's my fault, and it would be my fault. You feel me? Like, cause I didn't have to go up there and give you an attitude. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's better to just take a breath and just relax, because when you cross certain boundaries with people, a lot of the time they could respond in a way that'll either be violent or just something that you weren't really ready to handle. So I think that he could have avoided that if he just didn't take her phone.
See, and I absolutely agree with that too, because I think that that's a conversation to be had as far as that teacher goes, because when you saw that young lady start to lose it, then you should have realized this is going to create a bigger situation that could threaten the safety of the students in this class. So let me just give her phone back. And yeah, I might expel her. I might kick her out of class. I might call the principal or some law enforcement authority. But my God, just give her phone back. And the thing I'll also bring to mind in terms of the safety of these students and these kids and why they need cell phones, the fact that this woman, this young girl, had pepper spray on her tells you she is in unsafe situations often enough that she has to carry this weapon to defend herself. Do not take her cell phone. It's something that I just do not understand, the need to exercise this dominion over students when if they're not gonna learn, they're not gonna learn. You taking away something that is an absolute lifeline and imperative to them should an emergency happen is completely and totally unacceptable. And also seeing that they're responding in a very vitriol, violent way that could endanger the safety of other students? Because if she pepper sprayed him in that classroom, which I understood she did, that means that pepper spray is floating around and it's hitting other students. It would have been better, as you noted, just to give her the phone and then handle the situation from there. But I don't understand the need to feel you need to take it from her. Anyway, any last thoughts, Jackson?
No, I agree 100%. And especially the older you get, the more you just have to realize that, when people are offended or when people are made to feel insecure for whatever reason, our response is to defend ourselves. And especially when you're dealing with kids and something like that, you just got to be careful with people. You just got to be careful. Emotional intelligence is important.
Exactly, and I don't know if that teacher had it, because even when she had pepper sprayed him in his eyes and he was in that hallway and she reached for her phone, he snatched it back like
right,
this. And I'm just like, and that's what told me this is about exercising power. This isn't about preventing the girl from cheating. And even if she was cheating, all you gotta do is fail her. I don't understand the need to allow this situation to escalate when you have other options to exercise. But then again, that's just me, but I will die on the hill of don't take children's phones. You can fail the test, you can put them in detention, you can kick them out of the classroom, call the professor or call the principal, do whatever you want. But they need those lifelines because we've created situations in which students just aren't safe.